What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the Project Garage. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the 5 things I love about my 2013 Hyundai Genesis Coupe 2-liter turbo.
What's your name? Don't you play this game? You from another land, got you like it's contraband.
Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is actually the styling of the car. Now this is a BK2 body style, so that means it's the 2013 to 2015. Before the BK2 is the BK1, which was from 2008 in Korea, and then 2009 to 2012 in North America and anywhere else, I believe. But yeah, that one, the BK1s are a little bit different from the BK2s. BK2s they are really updated. Front end, interior, rear end. Rear end not as much, but I'm gonna start with the front end. The front end is really updated. The headlights are different, hood's different, front end's different. The whole front fascia of the car is totally different. You can tell by starting at the headlights and the hood. The headlights are black housing and they're way more aggressive from the BK1s. When the BK1s, they actually just come down into like almost like a point, like this would come up to like here, if you know what I'm trying to say. And then the grill was just kind of like a small smiling kind of grill. I'll put a picture up on the screen just to show you guys in case you don't know what a BK1 looks like. For the most part, I'm sure people do know what a BK1 is, but the BK2 looks so much better, especially with this grill. It looks way more aggressive. And just looking at the car, it's super aggressive. That's the like one thing I love about this car, is just the styling that Hyundai did, and I'm gonna give them a really good thumbs up. For the most part, the side of the car is the same. The taillights are changed. The BK1 taillights, I'm pretty sure, is just like one big circle and then a couple squares on the side. They're kind of ugly and they're just full on red. These are red and white, which makes the car look so much better. I know a lot of BK1 owners, they actually upgrade their taillights to the BK2 taillights because they just look so much better. But for the most part, the back of the car is almost identical. Like nothing's really different. I don't even think the rear bumper is different. I think it's all the same. Same rear bumper, same trunk lid, and everything like that's the same. They did upgrade the wheels. The wheels are different. This one's a premium model, so it comes with 18s and not 19s like the R-Spec. The R-Spec comes with Brembos as well. This does not have Brembos, but Brembos are easily upgradable onto the premium models and all the base models and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, that's the one thing I love about this car, is just the styling. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is the interior. And I really love the interior on these cars. Like, they're really well designed compared to the BK1. Now, I'm not hating on the BK1s in this video. I'm going to be comparing the BK1 and the BK2 a lot. But the dash, for the most part, is like, this is the only really different area. Just this whole center area is a little bit different. The BK1 just kind of slides down, whether this is kind of like pushed up and more, a little bit more driver focused. I love these gauges in here, except the fuel economy gauge. That one's stupid. I never use that. I don't think anything else is much different. I think this is a little bit different. This chrome collar here for the shifter, or the bezel, sorry. I think that's really the only really different part. The gauge is a little bit different. The gauges has got more of the Hyundai Sonata, Hyundai Elantra style gauges. But for the most part, the interior is the same as the BK1. I think the seats are a little bit different. They have a little bit of a different design in them, but it's nothing really too serious. But when you sit in this car, it actually feels like a proper sports car when you sit in it. I remember when I was at the 2013 auto show, when this car came out, I fell in love with the car instantly, just because of the interior and the styling of the car. And here I am in 2021 owning a Genesis Coupe. So that's good on me, I guess. But yeah, the interior, phenomenal design on the interior. Once again, another thumbs up. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is actually the reliability of Hyundai GDI engines. Now, some of the engines, they're actually really notorious for grenading. Hyundai has a bunch of recalls on these. I believe these are Theta 2 engines. I know the Sonatas with these same engines have a recall, but not the Genesis for some reason. Velosters have a recall, Elantras have recalls, Santa Fe's have recalls, and there's a bunch of cars that have recalls with these 2-liter turbo and even the 1.6 turbo engines. For the most part, I've only had this car for maybe, I think, 3 months now. but it's been reliable. The car only has 63,000 kilometers on it. I don't know what that is in miles. I'll put it down on the screen. But it's been reliable for 60,000 kilometers. I hope nothing would go wrong at 60,000. It honestly, it pulls hard. It's got a ton of boost. It feels good. Like nothing knocks, nothing ticks. Minus the direct injection. That's obviously gonna tick because direct injection. There's a high pressure fuel pump. I don't know where it is. So it's somewhere over here. High pressure fuel pump. It's gonna sound like the car's knocking, but it's not. That's why when I pop my hood, sometimes people are like, "Oh, yo, your motor's blown." I'm like, "No, the motor's not blown. That's just the direct injection." All direct injections have a really loud tick. But besides that, it's been a reliable car. And now my family's had Hyundais for a while. My dad had a 2001 Hyundai Accent. He had 2007 Sonata 2.4 liter, and now he's got a 2017 Sonata 2.4 liter. And the cars have had no issues whatsoever. Now this actually is probably one of the better engines that Hyundai makes. Now with the 2-liter turbo, this one, the G4 KF, I believe, yeah, right there, G4 KF. They're very similar to Mitsubishi 4B11 blocks or 4B12, whichever one's in the Lancer Rally Art. It's pretty much the same block as a Rally Art. I'm gonna get a lot of hate from Mitsubishi owners for saying that, but the blocks are identical. Hyundai has a reputation of working with Mitsubishi in the past, so a lot of parts are very compatible with these engines. But honestly, Hyundai and Mitsubishi with these 4-cylinder engines, they're actually really reliable from my experience. I don't know about you guys, but I would definitely recommend Hyundai now, but not from before, since they weren't as reliable back then, but they're so much more reliable now. I don't want to get into it too much, but that's really it. Like, honestly, I just want to say that this car is pretty reliable. So if anybody's looking into getting a Genesis Coupe, 2-liter or 3.8, both are phenomenal engines. If you take care of them, maintain them, they're going to last you a while. All right, now I believe the fourth thing I want to talk about is the handling. Now I try and get a video, but it's kind of lots of snow outside, so I can't really get a video. But you guys will see once we bring the car to the track how well it handles. Now, for it being on stock suspension and it being an open differential, because it's a premium model, which pisses me off, but regardless of the fact, the car handles amazing. Even with these Nexen Windguard snow tires, it still handles really well on dry tarmac. It corners amazing. The shifting is really good when you're going into corners. Everything's smooth, nothing's jumpy. The car feels like a proper sports car. It feels I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this one too, but it feels very German when you drive it. It feels European built. It doesn't feel like you're driving a Hyundai. I'd honestly, if I were blindfolded and somebody put me in the passenger seat of this car, I would say it's even maybe like an Infiniti or an Audi A5, something like that. But it doesn't drive like a Hyundai, and it handles really well for Hyundai's like first rear wheel drive sports car. They did a really good job with the handling. Now I know the engineer from BMW, the M division, is now working for Hyundai's N division. So they're making some phenomenal cars like the Veloster N and the Veloster N DCT, which just came out. Those cars look freaking incredible. Hopefully, maybe we can do a review on one of them one day. So we'll see about that. But anyway, the car handles amazing for Hyundai's first rear-wheel drive sports coupe. Okay, so the last thing I actually want to talk about is the exhaust system. On the 2-liter turbos, when you put an exhaust on it, it sounds amazing, especially when you get a tune. I don't have a tune yet, but currently I have an ISR test pipe and an ISR race exhaust from the cap back, and it sounds fantastic. I'm just waiting on a ISR downpipe and an ISR O2 housing, and the car will be fully straight pipe. But I'm going to let you guys hear the car right now and let me know what you guys think. So as you guys heard, that's what the exhaust sounds like. In my opinion, it sounds really good, but I just wish it was a little bit louder. Hopefully it does get louder once I get my O2 housing and my downpipe, which are supposed to be coming within the next couple of months. But it is a little bit quiet because it is a muffled system. There is a muffler on here. This muffler is actually off a Nissan 240 because when I bought the catback, I bought it used and it only had 2 tips coming out of here, not on the other side. So I needed to change it, and I knew I wanted a single exit, so I bought this tip off my buddy's Nissan 240 for really cheap. It still is an ISR exhaust. But I think it sounds amazing. Hopefully it gets louder with the O2 housing in the downpipe. But for now, I'm honestly satisfied with it. It's not too loud. It's not too obnoxious. It's quiet enough for when you're on the highway. There's like almost no drone. I definitely recommend doing a single exit if you have a 2.02. A lot of people like doing the quads, but my style, I prefer this race car style single exit exhaust. I just think it looks a lot better than a quads, in my opinion. I think quads belong to 3/8, but that's just me. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.